We are going to look at reading culture, a culture that is fast dying out in our generation. A lot of young ones decide to sit in front of a screen, use their mobile devices to play around instead of reading. How can parents save this situation? How can parents help their young ones to imbibe reading culture? How can school help young ones to imbibe reading culture? And how can we help ourselves? As young individuals out there, how can you make reading a culture or a part of your life? Remember that knowledge is hidden in books, and self-development is the best development you can give to yourself. How can you develop yourself? One of those ways is by reading a lot of books. And one of the ways you can gain knowledge is by reading books. So why is reading culture an important culture? Because it helps you to develop every part of your senses. Your thinking ability, your decision making, okay, and making a better decision that will help you in life. All of this come as a result of having a knowledge, and this knowledge comes from you reading. Not just reading any book, educational books, and not just educational books, even entertaining books can help you. So you have to read wide. It can be newspaper, it can be educational textbooks, it can be novels, it can be biography, it can be documentaries. All of these can help you to build your reading skills. So let's look at how parents can help their children to imbibe reading cultures. Not just parents, even guidance, even caregivers can help their young ones to imbibe reading culture. Reading helps you to grow better. Reading helps you to develop in all ramification of your developmental process. Okay, so reading is important. 2, take out time to take your children to libraries. Take them to libraries. Encourage them to go to school libraries. If you have a library near your home or in the city where you live, take them to those libraries. When they go to libraries, they see what happens in the libraries. They see the collection of books there. They see people sitting to read. It will encourage them to know that reading is a habit and is a culture that need to be sustained. Develop their interest in book work. So as a parent, encourage them, okay? Encourage them to go to school library, take them to the normal library in they have in the town or in city close to you. Then build your own personal library in the home. Buy a collection of different books, put it there, okay? Be an example. Always sit and read there. Then encourage them to do the same. Have reading time. Now let's look at the next point. Buy books. Let them know that you love knowledge. And once you have or you set your eyes on any good book that can help them develop, buy it for them. Encourage them to read it. Go on a reading challenge with them. Tell them that this book, I've just bought 3 copies, and you give to the children in the house. Have a copy, read your own. Have a time out and tell them, let's come and discuss what we've read in that book. It becomes a challenge and you are training them. And so everybody wants to participate in this challenge. Give a time frame for it. So buy books, okay, and challenge them to read it. The next one is read together with them. The best time you can do this is start from an early age. Start from an early age. Bedtime storybooks, read with them. Give them Bible stories or other stories book to read. Ask them what they have read. Start at an early age. Read with them. When they are still battling to read, read with them. Teach them how to read. Read aloud with them. Let them follow you as they read. Okay, appreciate them when they do this. So read together with your children. Remember we're talking about reading culture, how to imbibe reading culture in your children. The next one is discuss stories from the books you have read. You can pick a book and start discussing it with them. Whet their appetite about the stories you have read and give them the book. Okay, build anticipation and tell them to read it and tell you other stories that are found in the book or other lessons they have learned in the book. Tell them the lesson you have learned and give them the assignment to do theirs. Read and still tell you the lesson they have learned. Let them know that there are lessons they can learn from those books. And so pick a book, read it, teach them the lesson, tell them to go read it and share their lessons with you. That's another way you can imbibe reading culture in your children. Encourage them to read materials even if it is not their school books. So you will do this by buying some of these materials for them. You can buy other reading materials for them. Okay, it can be audio books. Download audio books. Okay, so as you get involved in house chores, as you drive them to school, let them listen to audiobooks. As they're listening to these audiobooks, they become curious. Dad or Mom, I like what this book is saying. Then go and buy the hard copy and give it to them as gift to read. Okay, so always play audiobooks in the house, in your car, okay, wherever you are that creates that scenario. You are working out, doing things together, try to play these audiobooks sometimes with them. That will trigger them to want to learn more about what that book is saying. So it doesn't just mean it has to be a physical book. It can be a digital book. You can pick up a newspaper or a magazine, read and tell them to read stories. Okay, maybe you read about a story of a young person that scored a very high score in his or her JAMB or did well. You can tell your young one to do what? To get involved. Read it and see the life lesson you can learn from this person so they can read other books. Now the next one is have a library in your home and have a conducive learning environment. Prepare, just get a seat, buy a table and a chair that is conducive. They can sit right and read and have a collection of books they can pick from. So build your own library as a parent. Build your own library. Okay, so that is another way you can do that. And then I've talked about downloading audiobooks. We'll talk about make reading a daily habit. Encourage them that they should read at least 15 minutes every day. Encourage your children to read at least 15 minutes every day. And when you come back, ask them, which book did you read? What did you get from what you read? Were you able to devote 15 minutes and above to reading today? Make it a timetable. Make it visible to the to everyone and say 15 minutes reading for everybody every day. That will send a sense of consciousness to them and they will know that it is important for them to make reading a habit. So imbibe reading habits by encouraging them to read at least 15 minutes every day. It should be habitual. Reading should come every day. No matter how small, no matter how thin, they should read something. Okay, even if it's them listening to an audiobook, even if it's them reading a magazine, even if it's them reading a documentary, even if it's them reading on their tablet or their phones, even if it is a physical book. But most times, please encourage reading physical books. Let them get involved with physical books. Okay, that's another way you can help them. Okay, so you as a parent, read. Let them also see you read always. That will help them. So we've talked about a number of points. Create a conducive environment for reading. Get reading table and chair. Have a collection of books in the house. Make it a habit that everyone should read at least 15 minutes in the house. Take them on a trip or a tour to the library. Encourage them to visit the school library. Help them to know that knowledge is hidden in books, that they can develop themselves in books. Okay, tell them that knowledge is in books. Tell them they can invest in themselves by reading books. All right. Okay. So take them to reading competitions. Buy books for them. Take a challenge of reading books. Read first as a person and then communicate what you read. That will help them. So this is some suggestion of how you can imbibe reading culture or help your children to imbibe reading culture. So please help your children to imbibe this habit. It's a habit that is fast dying off. A number of young ones are no longer reading. They decide to carry their phone around, sit in front of a screen, forget that book can help them to grow. So help them to grow in this aspect. That will be our talk for today. Our reading culture is gradually dying. Let's save it. Let's get it out. Okay? Let's be people who love reading. Let's love books. Let's buy books. Let's invest in books. Parents, put your money in books. Buy books for your children. Build a library for them. Create an enabling environment for them to read. Seek for knowledge and help them to seek too. That will help them. So that will be it for our class for today. This class online school will run the Nigerian curriculum from JSS 1 to SS3. We'll have our Catholic section, our sex education section, and our business tips sometimes. So thank you for being part of us today. Follow the page if you are not following us. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. Okay, what is it that you want us to discuss? What question do you have? Ask below the comment box. Comment below the comment box. I'll see you in our next.